Good evening and welcome here to Turner Stadium on the campus of Taylor University for tonight's Women's Soccer Crossroads League matchup between the Huntington Foresters and the Taylor University Trojans. It is senior night for the Taylor women's soccer team, so make sure to stay tuned coming up at halftime for those senior night festivities. Some big news in the Crossroads League as our match gets underway. If you are just joining us or haven't seen the new news, they've had to rework the schedule on both the men's and women's side. So some new games have been added, some games have been moved, and some schedules have been upended in some cases. The Trojans are going to play 4 of their last 6 games here at home. That's good news. The bad news is that if you've already played a team once, like Taylor is with Huntington tonight, it will not count towards your league standing. Top of the box, here comes Stevens, right-footed shot, diving save, still loose in front. Orm trying to work her way in, and she'll be shoved down from behind as the dapperly dressed Scott Stan looks for a foul that would have resulted in a penalty kick for his side. So tonight's game will count just in the regular season win-loss column or tie column for both Taylor and Huntington. The Trojans have got 2 games left with Bethel and Goshen on October 21st against Bethel, November 4th against Goshen. Those will be the final 2 league matches to count this year for the Trojans, so each team can get as close to 9 as possible. Remember, when the beginning of the year started with all the COVID-19 protocols, the Crossroads League split the teams into 2 different divisions, the Cross and the Rhodes division. But then with some teams having to sit out 2 weeks due to COVID-19 protocols, and some teams only playing 4 games, some teams like Taylor and his Huntington team, this would have been their 8th league match of the year. Flicked back, a shot blocked by Hilsey. And the Trojans playing what would have been their 8th conference match of the year tonight, but it will go down as just a non-conference matchup against the Crossroads League foe, Huntington. Long pass near side from Hardy to Tevens. Had a chance to meet AC's nephew, Abel, just before we made our way up here to the press box tonight. He's a cute little fella. Thankfully looks more like his wife, Eden, than Sam Hardy, but that's always good. And a throw in here to Hannah Martinez as Taylor shoots on the goal to our right. Tevens turns over that right shoulder, dribbling back towards the middle, lays it back to the freshman, Emma Goebel. A right-footed pass to the Colorado native, Dempsey, then back to Goebel working in the middle of the field. Taylor trying to put their 6-0 loss at the hands of Spring Arbor on Wednesday behind them. They take on a Huntington team tonight, which they defeated 6-1, scoring 5 unanswered goals in Huntington back in September. The Trojans outshot Huntington that night 26-4, including 19-2 in shots on goal on that afternoon. A little pass into space, Dempsey there on top of it. Wanted to play it forward, kicked back in by Ashton Patrick, and Taylor will throw it in on the far sideline. And the whistle blows on the far side, and they'll have Dempsey take a couple steps back. Wind blowing hard, might gust up towards 30 miles an hour tonight. Temperature when we started was in the high 50s to around 60. But with that wind, it feels much chillier as you see a lot of girls down there tonight with the long sleeves, and some, like Hannah Martinez and Raina Williams, donning gloves on their hands tonight. And then you have the tough ones like Riley Massey with no gloves and no sleeves. Pass intercepted by Hannah Martinez. Wanted to slip it along to Lindley, too, trying to get fancy footwork. Still trying to press it forward. Pass held in. Here's Martinez. Left-footed shot is blocked. Will skip in and will be stopped by Riley Voss of Huntington. It was Voss who started the second half of these two teams' game back in September. It was the junior Maddie Moan who started that contest. She gave up 2 goals in the first half, made 7 saves. Voss gave up 4 goals and stopped 2 shots, but did not complete the second half, being replaced by Tessa Haar. And a long left-footed shot will sail wide by Trinity Burdick of Huntington. So the wind in Hannah Brackenbury's face. She'll try to slice it through the wind here, which is a tough task on this blustery, cold October night. Play to the near side in between Hilsey and Tevens, and it goes out off of Tevens, and Huntington will throw it in as they're clad in green tonight. Throw in near side for Trinity Burdick. Dark green uniforms for Huntington with the light gray numbers and letters trimmed in black. Turning over that left shoulder is McCone. Far side shot will sail wide, and it goes out of play. Goal kick upcoming for Taylor. Taylor in traditional home whites with purple numbers and purple letters here this evening. Martinez intercepts, plays it up to the left edge of the center circle, and Lindley, too, wanted to send it all the way to the near side, and Tevens, but stepping in front and intercepting was Madison Pamakeda. Back to the near side, Pamakeda's pass forward. Martinez right there trying to poke it away. They find Patrick near side. Tori Hilsey will flip it forward to 2. 2 with plenty of room to operate. Orm directing where she wants to go. Nice pass into Orm, dribbling in, wants to get a shot off, cannot. And the ball will roll across the end line. Last touch by Huntington. And Taylor has their first corner kick of the night. So Tevens in the near side corner. Wind blowing from her right to her left. We'll see what Aaron can do with the first corner of the night for the Trojans. Flies a right foot in there. Crashing in was Massey, but stepping in front and intercepting it was Voss, the keeper. Nice through ball to 2 near side. Thinks about sending a cross in, works back to her left foot, fakes, and then dribbles back up the field. Left foot to the far side, wants to connect with Dempsey. He's got open space to work before Ashton Patrick came and made life difficult. Turned over on the pass. Carissa Burdick pressing it forward with AC Hardy right there on her hip. Two at the top of the box, bouncing back. Massey in the center circle, and then she'll pass it off to the near side. And Victoria Hilsey, senior out of North Carolina, she'll be honored at halftime of the senior night festivities here. Near sideline to Tevens, thinks about taking a run to the end line and goes. Crossing it in over the goalie's head and almost curled it into the back post. Orm in hot pursuit with Patrick. It'll be the Forster who comes away with it here, but Dempsey down to Hardy. Had Dempsey running, Hardy will play to the top in 2. 2 lays it back to Martinez, knocks it down into the open space. Wide open is Tevens. Her shot to the far side will be stopped and smothered by Voss. Coaching matchup tonight, Taylor led by, as we mentioned before, we'll mention again the dapperly dressed Scott Stan in his purple sport coat with hummingbirds on the inlining tonight. He's in his 13th season, David Lewis's 2nd season leading Huntington. Martinez to the near sideline in 2, or Tevens, excuse me, then back to Hilsey. And now Massey will lift one in the air along the near side touchline. It goes off the head of somebody. That was off of Huntington and Trinity Burdick. Hilsey gets her head in front of the clearance try for Huntington. Martinez works it along on the near side. And now Huntington will regroup in their defensive end with Pampakeda. Trying to knock it down out of the air was Jordan Adam. Could not knock it down, and then Taylor gets the ball back. Hardy shoves that left shoulder into a defender. That was Burdick. And able to dump it off to Dempsey on the left edge. Up to Orm, still working left side of the field into space, letting Dempsey go for a run. Pass was too far in front of Hannah, and Krylock cuts it off for Huntington. Hardy leaps in the air, knocks it down with her shoulder, dribbling forward. Her pass intended for 2 cut off, and now Huntington will try to press it out of the defensive end. The ball's been on this end of the field for the majority of our first almost 9 minutes of action here tonight. Ashton Patrick to the near side of the field. Now Trinity Burdick up the near side, too far for the intended target. That was Avery Jagir. And Massey lets this one roll out of play. That's Riley Massey. And Taylor will have a goal kick up here with Hannah Brackenbury, the freshman keeper. Wind in the face of the Michigan native Brackenbury. Get caught in the wind, and Goebel bumped from behind, but able to work the ball forward in tight quarters to Hardy. And a nice pass forward by Martinez to 2. Then 2 loses her defender. Now she's got her sights set heading towards goal. Try to slip one through 2 defenders, getting her foot on it was Pampakeda, as Taylor had something cooking there with 2 players converging toward the middle. Remember, if you watched our midseason interview with Taylor head coach Scott Stan, he talked about how they were going to change tactics, and they put 3 forwards up top with Tevens, 2 in the middle, and Orm on the far side. And a foul called against Hilsey. which draws some disagreements from the fans down below us. So a 4-3-3 is what it looks like the Trojans are running tonight, with 4 defenders, 3 midfielders, and then the 3 forwards, and Orm, 2, and Tevens. That's from the far sideline to the near. Hilsey turned, tried to play it up the near side touchline. It sailed out of bounds. And Huntington will throw it in front of at the end of their own bench with Trinity Burdick. Dempsey takes that pass away, sends it aggressively forward. 2 flicks it on, and this is going to be a misplay if Orm could get there, but it's played too far away from her as Voss will scoot this one off the turf as the Taylor students down below us rose to their feet anticipating a scoring opportunity. 4 shots for Taylor, all 4 of them on goal. Long pass near side to Tevens, deflected off the defender, takes a nice Taylor bounce back to Tevens. Just the edge of the box, out front, Voss will leap on front of it and smother it up. 2 steps before Orm could get on top of it. To the other end of the field the ball goes, Raina Williams hustling after it. But it was last touched by one of her teammates, and so Huntington will throw it in on the near side touchline. 33-26 and counting here in the opening half. No score. Taylor has dominated possession here early on, but Huntington has the ball in their attacking half as we currently speak. T. Burdick, the older of the 2 Burdick sisters, younger sister Carissa, getting the start tonight as well. Goebel steps in front of the pass for Taylor and intercepts, lays it off to Martinez near side. To Tevens, who's a step out of play. The ball rolled just out by a whisker. Taylor head coach Scott Stan disagrees. Just the 3rd home match of the year for the Taylor Trojans. They were supposed to play here last week against Goshen, but that match was postponed until November, as we talked about earlier. Huntington 1-2-1 on the road this year. They're 0-5 at home. They're coming off their first win of the year, 4-0 victory over the Pilots of Bethel. T. Burdick. Off to C. Burdick. Smith forward, but her pass taken away by Riley Massey. So Taylor trying to go from left to right, and White Tevens slips it away from one of the Burdick sisters. Wants to play it in space near side. Tevens bump, trying to accelerate. She'll keep it just in on the near side touchline. Sends a right foot across, rising in, and jumping over the top of everybody was Voss, as Orm was right there once again on another dangerous chance for the Trojans on the goal to our right. Voss rides the wind. This one takes an aggressive bounce and right to the feet of the waiting Taylor defender Riley Massey, one of the 3 tri-captains. To her fellow captain Martinez. And now Dempsey, the young sophomore. And now Williams, the other 3 captains out there for TU. Massey to Martinez. Space near side to Hilsey. Runs into a challenge by Burdick. It goes off of Torrey, and Huntington will throw it in on the near sideline with Pompacata. T. Burdick working back. Pass to the middle and Megan Smith. Her pass off target, intercepted by Dempsey on the right edge of the center circle for Taylor. Trojans in white shooting on the goal to our right, Hilsey tees one up, wants to find 2, knocked down by the Huntington defense. Orm comes back, she lays it on back to Dempsey. Big pass forward to Orm, wanted to sweep it on, but Hardy wasn't cutting in. And now Huntington again will try to clear it, with Taylor applying the pressure. Trying to keep the ball in their offensive half, with which Massey's header does just there for the moment. See Burdick up to Adam. Spins and left foots one off near side to McCone. Little dump off pass there to Jagir. Trying to work it to the far side. Dempsey steps in front of the other number 7 out there. That's Ashton Patrick. The 2 sevens lock horns. Then Patrick will dump this into the corner. Raina Williams the closest to it. And she will let this one roll out of play as Jordan Adam came in from behind, collided with Williams. And it's a goal kick for Hannah Brackenbury as we approach 15 minutes gone here in half number 1. No score, with Taylor having the shots advantage 4-2 and 4-1 in shots on goal. Goal kick held in by Huntington into space. Too slow to get there. Good takeaway here by Massey, and here come the Trojans the other way. Plenty of room to work, with Hardy now leading the charge of the middle of the field. Still dribbling. Big first touch, trying to get away, bumped off her path. The Taylor fans want a foul against 9 in white. But a good challenge there by Kalena Stevens to stop the run by Hardy. Bounce into space. Orm wanted to sweep it on past the defender, could not, deflected it off of Krylock. Now Krylock will set it up and work it to the far side of the field with Huntington. Tough to see those numbers on the far side of the field with the dark green unis and the light gray numbers. Brackenbury dribbling. She'll curl it out to the near side. Here's Hilsey. Goebel try to keep it away from a Huntington player. That was number 17, Carissa Burdick. Hilsey again, near side touchline, trying to get it away from trouble. Goebel cuts it off, 2 defenders in front. She'll split the defense and find Tevens. Tevens dribbling to the middle. Orm directing traffic. Tevens hits the brakes and goes to her right. Now more defenders get in the way of Tevens' path to the goal. Tevens to the corner. 2's got to leg it out. She'll get there and stop it on the end line. And now 2 can create. Working back to her left foot, now to her right, trying to get to the end line. Behind the feet play. Trying to get fancy with it. It's poked away nicely by Pampaketa. So Pamakeda stood her ground and went toe-to-toe with the former Chinese national team member Lin Li Tu. Tevens, nice spin to the end line. Burdick trying to shove her off the path and went out off of Tevens, and a goal kick here for Voss and Huntington. You'd think on the faster surface would help the Trojans offensively after they racked up 26 shots and 19 on goal when these teams met on a September afternoon a month ago. But that wind is starting to hurt the Trojans here during the first half with it in their faces. They'll have the wind at their back in the second. Big curl here from Massey. Takes a bounce inside the box. 2 stands her ground and waits for the ball to be played back, and she's able to poke it back. Plays it behind Martinez by a hair. Here comes Jagir out of the scrum for Huntington. Adam turns and fires one up off the foot, cut down by Riley Massey of TU. Massey back to Raina Williams. Fakes to her left and now darts up the middle of the field. Williams eludes 1 defender, runs away, trying to run away from a second. Near side of Tevens, lays it back to Martinez. Taken off of Hertzo, and here comes Huntington the other way with Carissa Burdick. Into space near side, Massey accelerates and beats McCone to the ball. Coming as an outlet will be Brackenbury. And then Hannah will drive it with a right foot, but out of play near side at the end of the Huntington bench. 27:03 and counting here in half number 1. 0-0 between the Trojans and the Huntington Foresters. Again, remember, if you're just joining us, so the schedule changes for men's and women's soccer in the league announced this week. This game played and counts. Win will count, but not into the league standings. So Taylor will remain 6th in the Crossroads League. Still hoping to make their way up just a couple of points. Actually, they'll be 5th in the Crossroads League, excuse me. Since Grace, their 3-0 win, I believe they've already played St. Francis 1. If not, then Taylor would be 1 point back of Grace and be in 6th. But still plenty of time to work. Still plenty of time with 2 matches still that count. And a good 6 points out there for Taylor trying to get to that 15 mark, which would almost get them a first-round home game here, since they've also scrapped the divisions, and now it's back to the traditional 1 through 10 table with the top 8 teams making the league tournament. Huntington operating just outside the far side circle. Goebel with the pressure from behind, but able to keep the ball at her feet is Jagir. Then she turns it over. Goebel tried to play it up, blocked before she could make work with it. And now Adam lays it back here for Huntington. Forrester's going from right to left. This is Ashton Patrick. Williams will take this one away for Taylor. But able to hold it in here is Megan Smith for HU. Massey steps in front. Martinez got a toe on it. Goebel spins away. The only one home is Raina Williams. And she'll left foot one through that hard wind. Orm knocks it down. Dempsey's got to accelerate to get back on top of it and plays it back to Williams. Into the box in Brackenbury. You do not see the same type of pressure we've seen other teams apply on the freshman keeper as she tries to lead things out of the back for Taylor, as opponents have this season. Hilsey runs into a challenge here, has to hit the brakes and trying to spin away from Burdick. Help comes for Huntington, and coming out of it was McCone. Her pass to the middle finds the feet of Taylor's Hannah Dempsey. And now to Martinez. Goebel Space near side, and Hilsey steps across midfield right in front of her own bench down below us. Easy space to Hardy, but too far to give it back to Hilsey. Before it rolls out of bounds, Trinity Burdick keeps it. Now when it's Huntington, will reverse field. Good step in front there by Martinez. Knocks it down to Hardy. But telegraphed the pass to Tevens and is intercepted by Pamakeda. Dempsey holds it in. Back to Orm, and then back to Dempsey on the left edge. Taylor shoots on the goal to our right. Scoreless here in the opening half. Orm spins. Had to go between her legs. Dempsey scoops it up for TU. Sets with a left-footed cross over Tevens' head. Laid back near side. Hardy thinks about dialing it up from distance. The student's egging her on. Her left-footed shot blocked. Here comes Orm trying to poke it on. But was poked away from Orm before she could let her rip on the goal. Good job by the defense there of Huntington. This one sent into two. She somehow gets onto it. Turns over that right shoulder, trying to work her way back to her left foot, trying to find a sliver of space. She dribbles all the way through the box. Turns and fires one back to where it came from. And Lindley falls down as she shot it off, falling backwards. Fifth shot of the night for Taylor on the fifth stop for Riley Voss. And this goal kick bounces all the way back, and it finds Hannah Brackenbury, the Taylor keeper. Out to the near side, and Hilsey as Taylor tries to bring it up the near side touchline. Goebel to Williams, center circle right in the middle of that purple Trojan head is Hannah Martinez to Hannah Dempsey. This is the left edge and Morgan Orm. Orm accelerating, left edge of the box. Some fancy footwork, runs into some trouble, and now she'll have to try and turn and save it from the end line. But it was off of Huntington, and so Taylor will have their first corner, or their second corner of the night, first one in a long time. This one will have the wind going from our right to our left. So Orm's going to have to try, if she wants to curl in, she's really going to have to try and play this one through the wind. She's kicking right into the teeth of it from the far corner. Curls in here, two with a header, and it's in! Lindley, two! Her fifth goal of the year! Gives Taylor a 1-0 lead with 22:49 left to go here in the first half. Just like they drew it up.
Taylor goals scored by number 13, Lindley, 2. By number 17, Morgan Orm.
Just a beautiful header there for two for her team-leading fifth goal of the season. Breaks the tie with Tevens and Orm, who each came in with 4. That goal comes in the 23rd minute. The sixth shot of the night for the Trojans. All 6 of them have been on goal. One has found its way in here. Two had 2 goals when Huntington met, and now the Taylor's fans are going to give the official an earful. He got in the way of the pass. And so it's going to be an inadvertent play, and they're going to let the Trojans play it from where the ball hit the official. Massey skipping forward, and she's just going to right foot this one in the box. Martinez trying to find it, heads it into the air. Too far for 2 to get to. As the ball comes back to the near side, and here comes Huntington trying to press it forward. Good hustle by Hardy to get back and step in front. Her whole family here tonight. Mom, dad, brother, nephew, spin from 2, sends the defender down to the turf. Voss comes out, they can't clear it as Stevens holds it in. She splits 2 defenders, dancing on the top of the box, left foot's one far side, too far for Orm to get to. And now Huntington's got to clear it with Tevens in 2 ready to pounce. And it's Tevens who comes away with it. Hilsey measuring, right foot's one to the middle. Martinez trying to get in there, got bear hugged from behind. Orm trying to knock it down, and Huntington comes out of it once again, trying to clear it out of trouble. Sanderson cannot get away from the pesky Hardy. Then Sanderson takes Hardy down. And that draws big cheers and jeers for the Taylor faithful down below us. And a quick restart here as Hilsey has it near side. Sends one into the box. Martinez trying to crash. 2 heads it into the air. Martinez trying to work her way back in. Heads it on and just misses on the near side. Taylor trying to say that it went off of a Huntington player, and it did. So corner kick number 3 of the night coming up for the home team. And a sub will come in. It'll be Laura Claddy here for TU before the corner kick. She replaces the senior Martinez. So Orm assisted on the other side to give Taylor a 1-0 lead. Let's see what Morgan can do here with 20-26 and counting here in the opening half. A right-footed outswinger to the back post. Over Massey's head. Dempsey heads it on, and that one's home! Hannah Dempsey scores from the far side of the box, and Taylor leads 2-0 on Dempsey's first career goal. So 2 corner kicks for Orm as AC Hardy exits. So 2 corner kicks by Orm. And a goal for 2 off a header. And now Dempsey with her first collegiate goal off of a header as well.
Substitutions for your Trojans. Number 20, Laura Clade, and number 4, Alana Rakes.
And Alana Rakes comes in for TU, replacing AC Hardy. So Taylor up 2-0 as Orm takes it away with 2 assists already to her name tonight.
Taylor's second goal was scored by number 7, Hannah Dempsey. Assist number 17, Morgan Orm.
Rakes far side, trying to shake away from 2 Huntington defenders. Wanted to go to either Orm or Dempsey. Life made difficult for Rakes, and coming out of it will be Huntington. Claddy takes it away. Near side Goebel, and now Hilsey. Hilsey to Tevens. Right edge as Tevens carries to her left. Now accelerates to the end line, looking to cross, does on the ground. Too far for 2 to get to, bounced off of her shoulder. 2 trying to knock it down. There are 3 defenders there, and then somehow 2 let her rip and sent it high and wide. Tenth shot of the night for the Trojans. And they lead 2-0. Goals in the 23rd minute and the 25th minute. First from 2, then Dempsey. Both on corner kicks from Orm, 1 on the far side and then 1 on the near side with the Dempsey tally. Huntington from right to left in green. And Massey will flick this one into the box. Brackenbury comes out, makes easy work of it. And now she'll set things up going from left to right. Hilsey back to Massey. As Taylor operates on the near side of the field. Long pass wanted Tevens, but it's cut down by T. Burdick. Pompacata. Big first touch from McCone, and that's stolen away by Goebel of Taylor. Williams to Goebel. Right across the midfield as the freshman dribbles to the near side. Big right-footed pass. Pompacata cuts it off on the one intended for Tevens. Sanderson with pressure from Goebel from behind. Back to Pompacata of Huntington. Knocked down by the shoulder of McCone. Center circle Claddy. Raina Williams overruns it. It's scooped up by Adam. Adam trying to outrace everybody. She's got a head of steam coming in. Brackenbury comes out. Adam shoots and misses on the near side as Brackenbury challenged her and Adam pulled it to the near side. A misplay by the Trojans almost led to Huntington's first goal of the night. Almost identically what we saw happen when Huntington scored less than 20 seconds after Taylor scored their first goal in their first matchup back in September. This one here, the ball just took a Huntington bounce, and then Adam hit the accelerator. And as Brackenbury came out to challenge her near the top of the box, it was Adam who pulled it wide to the near side, missing by about a foot. Avery Jagir off for HU. Coming in is Katie Sell. Sell did not play in their match Wednesday at Bethel. This will be the 5th match she's played this year. The first one she's come in a reserve role. She did have the only goal for Huntington when these teams met in September. 16:38 and counting here in this first half. Taylor on top, 2-0 on goals by 2 and Dempsey. Both on headers, both on corners, one from either side, both kicked in by the senior Morgan Orm. Make sure to stay tuned at halftime for our senior night festivities. As Dempsey throws it into Claddy, the two Colorado natives trying to take it out of Taylor's end. Big right foot from Dempsey. Here's Massey in the middle. Towards the near side, and Victoria Hilsey. Hilsey across the midline. Off to Goebel. Goebel, pressure comes from her left, trying to run through the challenge, and she got away from trouble. Nice pass, trying to find Orm, but stepping in front and kicking it away was Huntington's Cassidy Krylock. Taylor looks for a handball that will not come. Massey fires one back in deep. Tevens had to get back on side. Pampaketa sweeps it away from the pesky Tevens. And again, the Foresters will try to bring it out of their defensive end from right to left in green and gray. Hilsey with two defenders there, just pokes it around the defender to find Tevens. She's got plenty of green turf to run to, dishes it off to two. Beautiful spin move top of the box. Two wants to work it into Orm. Two's just playing toy with the ball on a string. They wanted to go far side to Dempsey, but it was flicked away by the knee of Ashton Patrick. Rakes comes back and works it off to the goal scorer, Dempsey. Taylor ahead 2-0, then back to Rakes. Wanted to work back to her right foot. Long range shot from Alana. Rakes will just miss the near side corner. And a goal kick upcoming here for Huntington on the Rakes try from deep. The Worthington Christian School product. We've seen a lot of fine athletes come out of Worthington Christian in years here across Taylor sports. Most notably on the baseball side with Hall of Famer Michael Cranack, who went in a couple of years ago, the 2010 grad. We had Brian Fields, a baseball player from a year ago, and Connor Crawford, who plays baseball for the Trojans now. Huntington trying to clear. Claddy's got other ideas and holds it in for Taylor. Back to the far side, and Dempsey. Orm, who's got the 2 assists tonight, one of those to Dempsey. Left edge of the box, Orm tries from distance. Back edge, and Voss just got a hand on it as Orm tried to add her name to the score sheet. It goes out of bounds. It'll be another corner upcoming for the Trojans on one of the best saves for Voss tonight. But a Huntington player down. We'll take a break and come back as they stop the clock with 14:13 left to go here in half number 1.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Your heart? Well, your heart is everything to you and your body. And its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of
The injured player was Megan Smith. Here's a corner near side for Taylor. Massey headed it on, and Voss dove and stopped it as Orm tried to go for the assist hat trick on corners. Normally it's Riley Massey who we see down there with all of the headers and off of corners and the like. And coming into Sylvia Harris, it looks like, here for Huntington. Replacing Smith, who is standing on her own power down below us. That is good to see. 7th save of the night for the keeper, Voss. Taylor near side of the field with Tevens. Into Rakes, a little dump back to Tevens. Aaron sends it to the far side over everyone's head and out of play. Here come 3 subs in for the Trojans. Caroline Monberg, Allie Claudio, and Kate Kortenhoven replacing Tevens, 2, and Orm. So 3 forwards on for the Trojans, the 3 starters off. And they've done their job tonight. Goals from 2 and 2 assists from Orm. And with 13 minutes left to go here in the opening half, the Trojans have a 2-0 lead over Huntington. Taylor out shooting Huntington 13-3 and 10-1 in shots on goal. as Taylor looks to move their record to 5-4 on the year and stay undefeated here at home and move to 3-0. Near sideline, Hilsey to Monberg. Back to Massey in the defensive end by about 7 yards. Massey puts a big boot on and lets Claudio go for a run. Claudio bumped, trying to get the possession back to her feet. It'll be turned and cleared away nicely here by the defender. That's Pamakeda, excuse me. Hilsey throws it in, 2 bouncers into Monberg. Lays it back to Massey. Massey, nice pass at the top, and Rakes wanted to keep moving it forward. Rakes spins back with that right shoulder, turns and fires a rising shot for Alana Rakes. And Taylor leads 3-0 on Rakes' first goal of the season and the second one of her career. A beautiful, spinning, rising shot from the left foot of Alana Rakes. All 3 Taylor goals coming 10 minutes apart. The 23rd minute, the 25th minute, and now the 33rd minute from Alana Rakes. Now Massey up to Goebel, with Taylor having a commanding 3-zip lead. So no assist on that, as Rakes did all the work by herself, but that's the first goal of the year scored by the sophomore Alana Rakes. Sanderson has it taken away. Taylor trying to find Monberg. Now near side to Claudio. Had space for a moment. Big first touch. Rolls across the end line as Allie had a little sliver of space trying to work it in, but they'll say it was touched. As there's an Allie Claudio fan down below us. Trying to work it in. It'll be Kortenhoven near side, who is no slouch in the corner department. So she's gotten the majority of her assists. Big right foot to the middle, backside, flicking it in. Dempsey, but that one on the outside of the box, of the goal, excuse me. It'll be a goal kick for Huntington, with Mary Cotter coming in with less than 11 minutes to go here in the first half. All Taylor in this one, up 14-11 over Huntington. That lone shot by Jordan Adam handful of minutes ago, the best scoring opportunity for Huntington. Outside of that, they've been playing defense the whole night. As now Huntington again will try to move it out of their defensive end with Trinity Burdick. They can't, and Hilsey holds it in for TU. Hilsey measuring things, curls one in. Wanted to find Kortenhoven on the backside of the play, but it curled down and died before it could get to 14 and white. Goebel off to Claddy, now Rakes. Couldn't off to Goebel, now does find Goebel slipping it through a tight space. Here comes Massey charging forward, almost took it off the toe. Ball spins on the turf. Rakes hits the brakes, flicks it on forward to Monberg. Claddy turns and plays it. Ball bounces back to Dempsey. Hannah looking forward, now wants to move towards the middle of the field. Turns with the right foot, and Voss comes out, fits her hands, and able to scoop it up was Voss before Claudio could try to do something with it. Big boot here as Claddy got her head on it. Rakes able to maneuver around Adam and win it for the time being, but then Huntington plays it right down to the feet of Riley Massey of TU. Hilsey near side, Monberg in front. She gets the pass, kicks it back into space, and then turns and sends it to the corner. Too far for Claudio to get to. Kortenhoven will check up as well. And it'll be a Voss goal kick as we approach 9 minutes remaining here in the opening half, and Taylor leading 3-0. And Sophia Snyder will come in for the Trojans. She'll replace Emma Goebel. This is something that Taylor head coach Scott Stan wanted to do, wanted to be able to try to work some more girls in as they get towards the end of the season. We only had about 4 or 5 subs come in Wednesday at Spring Arbor. So trying to get some more players, some more time, particularly in these games against league opponents that won't count as league games like we discussed earlier. Since Taylor's already played Huntington once, this game will count, but only in the overall record. No help for the league standings as Taylor tries to move into the top 4 spots. Nice cross, Kortenhoven, too far behind Claudio. Monberg accelerating. Should be the first one doing and lays it on back to Hilsey. Up to Monberg, deflected down and finds Claudio's feet as she turns and heads towards the middle. Little pass into space. Rick swept it on underneath the feet of Snyder as she was cutting in. Pass played back to where she came from. Good idea there from Rakes, trying to connect with Snyder up top. And then Voss will right foot one, riding the wind to the other end. Big bounce past Massey. Helping to clean up the change is Raina Williams. Hilsey dribbling across the midline. And then off to Sophia Snyder, who turns and faces the middle. Wanted to go far side. This one's going to bounce backside. There's Kortenhoven all by her lonesome. Kortenhoven stepped in for a rip, but it was blocked. Rakes trying to shoulder her way through. Kortenhoven sends it on again. Claudio racing to the backside. And then Claudio tried to knock it out of the air. The ball got caught on the bottom of her cleat. And the bottom of the boot, it bounced out of bounds, and a Huntington throw-in upcoming here. But a chilly night, but still in just the fantastic purple coat. It's Taylor head coach Scott Stan, giving those English Premier League managers a run for their money in the style category. Also has some beautiful shoes on tonight with purple laces. Very stylish is Coach Stan. And Kortenhoven holds it in here. Pressure comes from behind. Nicely done by Adam to knife the ball away. But again, Sophia Snyder comes in trying to hold it in Taylor's favor. Ball flicked across the midline, but nobody there for Huntington. And Massey jumps on top of it with less than 7 minutes remaining here in the first half. Taylor on top, 3-zip. Goals from two Dempsey and Rakes. Massey holds it in. She's got plenty of room to work here. Sends it on deep. Too much juice on it for Claudio to make work with. And another goal kick upcoming here for Voss and Huntington. It looks like one of the defenders will take this goal kick instead of the keeper, Voss. Wind still rustling, not as strong as we've seen at points tonight. Monberg holds it in, but it goes out of bounds near side touchline, and Huntington will throw it in. Almost 6 minutes left to go here in the opening half. Foresters trail Taylor 3-zip. Pamakeda throws it in. Massey over the head of Claddy, wanted to knee it forward, deflected back, and then Claddy will flick it to the middle and Rakes. Up to Monberg, who turns and got some room to work. Curls it in behind Snyder. Couldn't find the backside in Kortenhoven. Huntington can't clear as they play the ball right to Tori Hilsey. Hilsey near sideline to Claudio. Good move to get it by the first one. Couldn't get by the second. And Pamakeda has her clearance blocked by the aforementioned Claudio. Thrown in near side. Massey gets in front, turns and right foots it away, but that ball was already out of play. And so Huntington will throw it in on the near sideline towards the end of the Taylor bench. Massey directing traffic, the junior captain for Taylor. She's been a starter since her freshman season. Pamakeda to Stevens. Now Patrick, Adam the forward, is now to come back in more of a defensive midfield role here in the last handful of minutes. Turned over, Claudio lays it back to Sophia Snyder. To the near side, Monberg's got to hustle to get after, trying to beat Burdick to it. Burdick will get to it, but Monberg with a crafty play to play it off the feet of Trinity Burdick. 4.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Remember to stay tuned at halftime for the senior night ceremony for the Taylor senior class. Hilsey throws it into Kortenhoven. Tight quarters, double team, defender falls down. Kortenhoven trying to get it back, she did. Lays it on back to Claudio. Thought about a long cross, then keeps moving it forward. Tugged on from behind. Claudio loses, still tied up with the Huntington defender. And then Claudio taken down, Taylor with possession. Then Massey to the near side and Hilsey. Hilsey trying to find Snyder, bounces all the way through towards the middle of the 18, then finally cleared away by Huntington. Good clearance there by Krylock. Pamakeda left foots one forward. Massey reads it, deflects it down into space. Burdick on top of it for Huntington. Back to Sanderson. Left footing it forward, and Raina Williams will knock it down for TU. As again, the Trojans carry from the back. They've had the possession for the majority of the night. Williams tied up with Katie Sell. That's a foul against Huntington. Their second foul of the night, and a very clean first half for both teams. Massey goes cross field, left side, and Dempsey with Taylor shooting on the goal to our right. Cloudy tried to touch it down and wanted to find Snyder, too far for her to get to. And again, Huntington will carry out of the defensive end with Stevens. And now Cotter. Hilsey knocks it down with what looked like her forearm, but a play on will be ruled here. Monberg curls it far side. Courtnova had to come back to get it. It bounced too far for her, too short for her to get to. Patrick trying to clear for Huntington, but Dempsey holds it in for TU. Dempsey with Sell marking her. Good step in front of the pass, far sideline by Huntington. And it'll be Sell trying to lead the charge the other way. Adam, who had the shot earlier, big left-footed pass up to Cotter. Cotter has it taken away by Raina Williams. Now up to Rakes. Nice pass to the middle, and Snyder takes a big first bounce run to lay it back down to Rakes, who tries to get physical and does. Cleared away before Rakes could work it on to Dempsey. Then Sell's pass to the middle. Jumping on top of it is Monberg. Nice pass near side. Hilsey's got plenty of room to do anything she wants with it. No one wants to defend Victoria Hilsey. She wants to send it in past Rakes. There's Korthoven knocking it down, works it back outside the top of the box. And now Adam will send it the other way, held in by Cloudy for Taylor. One touchdown by Rakes, couldn't curl it towards Korthoven, and again, Huntington will try to lead it out of the defensive end. Forster's with Krylock. Up to Harris. And then back to Krylock once again, with Abby Adams about to come in here for Huntington. Massey in a foot race with Cotter. 90 seconds left to go here in the opening half. Taylor on top, 3-zip. Burdick's pass intercepted by Massey. Loops it near side, but it'll sail out over the Trojan bench as Abby Adams comes in here for Huntington, and she'll take the spot of Mary Cotter. A push from behind called on Massey. Taylor students, you guessed it, not happy. With a minute left to go here in the first half. All Taylor in this one, 16 shots to 3, 12 on goal to 1 for Huntington. And Taylor with a commanding 3-0 lead. Free kick near side here with Stevens. Right foot's one that Rake steps in front of. Claudio. Out to the near side, and that one goes out of play. 34 seconds left to go here for the Forsters. Hilsey steps in front and knocks it out with her shoulder. And Huntington to throw it in once again. Snyder wants to keep moving it forward, held in by Huntington. Massey shoulders her way through with 17 seconds left. Williams sends it into the air near side. It got caught in the breeze as Claudio working hard finds Snyder with 9 seconds. Snyder into space. Claudio too far for her to get to. It'll be 3, 2, and 1, and that will be how the first half will come to a close. Taylor gets goals in the 23rd minute, 25th minute, and 33rd minute from 2, Dempsey, and then Rakes. The first two assisted by Orm on corner kicks, one from the far side and one to the near, as Rakes is mobbed by her buddies AC Hardy and Aaron Tevens to celebrate Rakes' first goal of the season. For Dempsey, it's her first collegiate goal. For 2, it's one of many goals. So, 3-0 Taylor. We will take a step aside. Stay tuned. Senior Day festivities coming up next. I wonder who's going to read them. We'll have to find out.
appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
The decision you're making is about so much more than where you'll spend the next 4 years. It's about how you'll live the next 40. So let me break down the Taylor University experience. We integrate faith and learning to become well-rounded, lifelong learners, while delivering a deeper knowledge of our specific areas of study. Whether you're producing award-winning films, building satellites for NASA, or preparing for a national ethics debate, Taylor will push you to excel in your field. But excellence isn't always about having the right answers. Sometimes it's about asking the right questions. Taylor is interdenominational. That means we can't always fall back on specific church doctrine to settle issues. We rely on scripture and the dynamic nature of iron sharpening iron to better know the God who's not afraid of our question. Much of this happens in the small town of Upland, Indiana, the place where Taylor does life together. But don't let this small town fool you. The schedule is packed with things to do, and through these activities, faculty, staff, and students become more than individuals occupying the same address. They become a community. But this community isn't limited to the campus. We travel, boy do we travel. We are ranked as one of the top 10 schools in the country for overseas experiences. But it isn't just about the going. It's about the sharing of those experiences and being challenged by those who come to Upland as their international experience. Taylor is one of a few Christian colleges that expects all students to have a relationship with Jesus Christ. Now, this doesn't mean Taylor is a Christian Disneyland full of cardboard cutout perfection. Taylor is full of real people with real problems, and living together can get kind of messy. But in that mess, we take Jesus' call from John 13 seriously. We practice picking up our towel and dealing with the mess in each other's lives. We're not here just to follow the rules for 4 years. Instead, we hope to learn to live authentic lives, calling each other to lives of meaning. Every day, our focus remains on the 40, not just the 4. We'd love to show you more about Taylor. Come visit. Sit in on a class, go to chapel, spend a night in a residence hall. Experience the difference for yourself.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greeks' specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greeks Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greeks Pizzeria, it's our taste.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
We apologize for our technical difficulties during the Women's Soccer Senior Day for those of you folks trying to watch. Second half underway. Taylor ahead 3-0. New goalies in for both teams. It'll be Madison Hall, the freshman, in for Taylor, replacing Brackenbury. And in for Huntington will be Maddie Moan, who was the starter when these two teams met back in September. AC Hardy tries to play it in. Starters back out there for the Trojans. Tevens to Orm. Hardy, Martinez, Goebel, Massey, Dempsey, Hilsey, and Raina Williams. Corner near side, here's Morgan Orm. She's had 2 assists tonight, both on corners. And now she's got the wind at her back, or to her right. Taylor already had 3-0, 30 seconds in to the second half. This one low, 2 trying to knife her way forward. And it's kicked out of play by Huntington on the try from Ashton Patrick. And it'll be Orm back here once again to try to send this one in or to a teammate. This one in, falling down to the Trojans in the middle, trying to flick it on was Tevens, and it goes out of play on the far side post. There was a collision in the middle of the box. 2 players fell down. And it was Tevens on the back side of the play, but it went off of her knee and out of play. And so now we'll see what Huntington can do here. They had just 3 shots in the first half. But now they've got the wind in their face as they try to get the goal kick here with Stevens, the defender. Or the center mid, excuse me. Goebel, high in the air, far side to Tevens. Heads it on, trying to get herself some space. Couldn't break away from that defender. And it'll be played forward by Trinity Burdick. Again, temperatures falling here in the second half with that wind picking up. Hilsey off to Martinez. A little flick on towards the end line, and Tevens sends her right foot back in. Martinez tried to come in. Stepping in front and playing it away was Carissa Burdick. Jordan Adam jostling with Raina Williams, excuse me. Now here's Hannah Martinez. Right edge Tevens thinks about crossing, does over 2's head. Orm knocks it down, still loose in the box. 2 tries to turn and fire. Her shot is blocked. Still loose, and then finally Huntington able to clear it away with Ashton Patrick. And again, the Foresters struggling to clear. Here's Dempsey near side, who scored her first collegiate goal back in the first half. Massey rifles one out of play, riding the wind. And Huntington will throw it in from the near side touchline with Cassidy Krylock. Stevens to Pamakeda. And Jagir trying to lead it forward for Huntington. The ball pops into space near side. And it'll go out into the Taylor bench with the Dempsey throw-in upcoming for the Trojans. This one thrown over Hardy's head down to the feet of HU. And Ashton Patrick. Long pass behind Carissa Burdick. Dempsey striding out near side. Makes easy work of boxing out C. Burdick. And Dempsey will throw it in. Hardy turns and faces up the near side. Then too tough for Orm to get to. Bounces off of her boot. And it'll be Patrick to throw it in front of her own Huntington bench. Deflected down and off of Jordan Adam of HU. And Hannah Dempsey walks up near side. She'll throw it in. Orm steps in front. Got 3 defenders around her. She makes easy work of all 3. Sends it far side to Victoria Hilsey. Nice acceleration move by Hilsey to get her into space. Got a head of steam coming far side and lays it off towards Tevens on the right side with the left foot. Tevens right foots one in. 2 trying to fight for position and get the ball back. Right into the box. Lindley 2. Trying to box out her defenders right there on her hip. They continue to work towards the far side touchline, and before 2 could do anything with it, sliding and kicking it away was Kalena Stevens. Moan, the 5'6" junior out of Greenwood, Indiana. Flicked in near side. Nobody home in white on the try from Goebel. Here's Orm accelerating to the near side. Fights for position. Orm trying to keep it in. Does, but Huntington comes out of the scrum with it. Patrick. This one cut down. Went off the hand of 2. No call. And Taylor with possession, top of the box. Orm trying to flick it on with a 1 touch. Could not. Hardy throws that right foot out in front and cuts off the pass. Fakes it to her left, dinks it forward to Martinez. Couldn't get it to her cleanly. But Huntington's clearance try held in here by Raina Williams. Dempsey, they're giving her right foot instead, works it to the left side and Orm. Orm circling back. Bashes one backside. Tevens trying to track it. Too far, too high in the air for the 5'2" Tevens to leap after. And it bounces across the end line and will be a goal kick upcoming here for Huntington, to be taken by the center midfielder, Kalena Stevens. And this headwind making things tough, making life difficult for Huntington trying to clear. Massey accelerating forward, 2 with a little flick to pinpoint accuracy to the far side, and Stevens. But Aaron couldn't keep it away from pesky Huntington defenders. Moan comes off her line, picks it up. Everyone will retreat back towards midfield. Moan with the right-footed punt far side. Hilsey backpedaling, trying to get underneath. She and Massey with a miscommunication, and that allows Huntington to step in front and carry it to their offensive end for the first time here in the second half. Massey gets in front, and Huntington to throw it down on the far side of the field. This one to be taken by Trinity Burdick. Ten yards inside midfield as Huntington tries to create. Ashton Patrick. And now they lay it off into the center circle, does HU. It'll be Megan Smith trying to work it forward. They wanted Jordan Adam. It was cut off by the Taylor defense, but Huntington able to regroup. Turning over her right shoulder is Carissa Burdick. Into space far side to Adam. Massey sliding back in, comes in and sweeps the ball away before it can be crossed by Jordan Adam. T. Burdick to throw it in, far side touchline for Huntington. As the Foresters shoot on the goal to our right, they trail 3-0. A little more than 7 minutes into the second half of play. Long shot cut off by the Taylor D, and it finds the feet of Lindley, too. 2 big left foot, letting Orm go chase after it. Might be too far for Morgan to get to. She'll jostle for position left side of the box. Her big first touch will send it across the end line. Morgan unhappy with that big touch. And a goal kick upcoming here for Huntington after a beautiful through ball sent in by Lindley, too. Martinez holds it in for Taylor. Circling away from trouble is 2. 2 directing where she wants it to go. Finds Hardy. Slipping it on to Stevens. Trying to get a shot. Let it go. And this one just wide to the near side. Stevens saying it was deflected out, and it was. And here comes another corner kick for the Trojans. 7th one tonight for the home team. And Orm has had the touch tonight with 2 assists on 2 corners. She'll take it again from the near side with the wind blowing from her right to her left, with Taylor shooting on the goal to our left. Right foot into it to Orm. High in swinger, but it lands on the crossbar and goes out of play. With Moan being only 5'6", you might be able to play one high to the top shelf. That one is a little bit too high as it landed on the crossbar and out of play. .11 minutes gone, or 9 minutes gone here in the half. And Taylor ahead 3-0. Stevens passing to 2, trying to box her way in and get the space. She wins the ball back, wants to pirouette away from trouble. Now does with 3 defenders left in her wake. In the middle to Goebel. Up to Martinez, right back to Stevens. There are 3 defenders there. Up to 2, back to Stevens. Top of the box. Stevens lets it fly, and it's missed to the near side. This one untouched on its way there. And a goal kick upcoming once again here for HU. On the 20th shot of the night for the Taylor Trojans. As they continue to pepper shots on the Huntington defense just like they did in September. Taylor won that afternoon 6-1. They're ahead 3-0 here in the second half with 35-20 remaining. Dempsey steps in front, scored her first collegiate goal back in the second half. And the ball bounces Huntington's way. Long pass ahead to Adam. Here comes Massey accelerating in, and Riley comes in. She'll dink it off of Adams' boot. Crafty play there by Massey, and Taylor will throw it in near side. R. Massey left footing one far side Hilsey. Off target intended for Tevens. Aaron almost won it back for the Trojans, and then Hilsey tries to pounce on it far side with Huntington carrying forward. Megan Smith, far side, and Burdick. That's Trinity Burdick. Then back to the near side. Orm almost took it away, almost deflected off. Now takes a Taylor bounce as Orm steps in front. She's got two to her right, trying to work it to her, maybe, but sees the pressure in front, and Orm circles back and finds the trailing Dempsey behind the play. Dempsey dribbling forward off to Hardy. To the top of the box in 2. Works along far side, wants to lead Martinez. Nobody out there to guard 18 in white. Laying it back far side, Hilsey wants to cross right foot, deflected on by Huntington into the box, and they flick it away before 2 or Tevens could put it on frame. Goebel against the shorter Adam, plays it off to Hardy, thought about a long-range shot, flicks it forward to 2, little stutter step, trying to get space at the top of the box. 2 defenders there, 2 with the ball on a string, circles and try to slip it on through to Orm, but it's deflected out by the knees of a Huntington defender. McCone trying to run away from the pesky AC Hardy. Then Huntington sends it back to the near side over the intended target in Jordan Adam. And Dempsey lets this one go out of play. She'll calmly throw it in near side back to her defensive mate and Raina Williams. Goebel off to Hardy, and then back to Goebel. Swept on back to Massey. Right footing to Massey, knocked down by 2. Taylor's new offensive approach working well tonight. They lead 3-0. Hardy thought about a long shot, passing forward to 2. Slips on through nicely to Orm, bounced up off her forearm, and the flag in the air across from us on the handball against Morgan Orm, but right idea on a nifty little pass there by Lindley, too. Cut down. Hardy almost got to it after knocking down the free kick by Patrick. But then Goebel keeps it going in Taylor's favor. The ball has been on this side of the field for almost the majority, outside of a handful of seconds here and there, the Taylor attacking half since the second half whistle blew. Martinez gives Tevens a run, right edge of the box, looking to cross, does. This one rising to the backside over everyone's head. And so Orm will accelerate and keep it going for Taylor. But a big first touch from Morgan allows Huntington to get the ball back momentarily. Morgan working hard, trying to press it in. And they get Orm for a chicken wing on the foul. And a free kick for Huntington from their defensive end is upcoming. Popping into the air on the free kick. Dempsey fighting for space. Flick to the middle by McCone. Adam trying to jostle with the taller Massey. Massey kicks away, but McCone right there. Now it finds the feet of Adam for Huntington. Hits the brakes, works back to her left, and sends this pass far side to Trinity Burdick. Into the box. Massey cuts off, and Hall comes in, slides, and stops it. Second game of the year for the freshman Madison Hall, 5'11", out of Lansing, Michigan. Starter Brackenbury for Taylor, also out of Michigan. She is from Grand Haven. A beautiful through ball to the speedy Tevens. Hits the brakes, gets back to that left foot. Tevens lets her fly, but right to Moan, who made the easy stop standing still. Nifty pass, nifty move from Tevens, just could not get it to finish. Ball flicked back off of Huntington to Massey for Taylor. And a long pass to the near side and Orm down into space. And here comes Dempsey, but it'll just be too far for 7 and white to get to. So we approach 15 minutes gone here in the second half. Taylor ahead 3-0. Goebel to Orm. Deflected away from her, but right to the feet of Goebel. On pinpoint pass to 2. In the middle, lays it off to Goebel. Just a little bit too far for her to get to. And the easy play for Patrick will keep it away from Taylor defenders and kicks out of play near side. Taylor for a throw-in. Dempsey throws it into space. 2 gets it and calmly plays it. Then back to her left foot. A pinpoint pass, top of the box. Here's Hardy, lets it go back near side and just misses the near side post. Would have been fun for AC to score in front of her nephew, even though he probably won't remember it. Such a little guy, still in a baby carrier, less than a year old for baby Abel. But a cute little guy, as we mentioned earlier. Martinez, good work here. Nice pass to the top and two. Left foot, now back to her right foot. Dancing with it, circling, directing traffic. Wanted to work it onto Orm, deflected in. Morgan on top of it, left edge of the 18. Sends a high riser to the backside. Martinez trying to find space, heads it on, but couldn't get enough juice on it. Martinez saying it went off of Huntington, and the referees agree. Here comes corner kick number 8 of the night for Taylor, as we see Hannah Martinez with the same influence that her father Jody has during basketball season against the basketball referees. 28-39 and counting. Orm will take her first corner kick of the second half from this side of the field. Remember, 2 assists already from Morgan tonight on a pair of corners. This one a low screamer. 2 trying to send it in on a sidewinding kick. She still caught in traffic before Huntington finally gets it out of trouble. All the way to the far side. Jordan Adam, the first one there. Hilsey hustling back, takes it away from Adam, but it went off of Tori's boot. And Huntington will throw it in on the far side touchline. Claire Nishala getting warmed up down on the near side. Might be seeing number 11 coming in for the first time tonight for Taylor. Williams, a right foot one away. Headed back to the far side as Hilsey comes in and right foots one forward. Into the left edge of the center circle. 2 jogs forward, and now she's got plenty of room to work. Near side of the field, Orm. Taylor shooting on the goal to our left as Orm dribbles to the middle. Nobody in green wants to defend, so Orm lets her rip. And a low bounce are able to stop by the sliding knees of Moan. "25 shots now for the Trojans. Huntington still has yet to take a shot here in the second half. They had a great opportunity on a breakaway in the first half, but it was just missed by Jordan Adam. Good challenge by the Taylor keeper Brackenbury at the time. Another turnover by Huntington. 2, lays it on back to Martinez in tight quarters. Nice pass along. Right edge of the box. Here comes Stevens from distance. Moan dives and can't get the stop. And Stevens is on the score sheet. Her first goal tonight. And Taylor extends the lead to 4-0. 27:05 remaining here in half number 2. So give the assist to Lindley, too. As Victoria Hilsey comes out, she's replaced by Claire Massey. Big ovations for the senior Hilsey. For Stevens, that's her 5th goal of the year, keeping pace with Lindley, too. And the 3rd assist for Lindley this season. Actually making Martinez on the assist, excuse me. That's Hannah's first assist this year. Taylor applying pressure against Huntington to the back. Again, remember, this is switched to the tactical with 3 forwards tonight. It's paid off in dividends here. Hardy gets her hip in front of it, deflected out off of hers. Ashton Patrick will throw it in here for Huntington. Throw into Smith. Nobody around her. Now Martinez jogs back to defend. Huntington trying to build from the back. It bounces away from the intended target. That was Avery Jagier. And Massey plays it to the center circle, where it's operated by Goebel. Dempsey too far for Hardy. Orm tried to cut her way in and keep it for Taylor, but could not. Jagier again. Passing it back to Smith. Then flicked on forward as Huntington tries to carry it to their attacking half. Quick pass from McCone near side, but too far for Adam to get to. And Dempsey back in front. Adam making life difficult for Dempsey, who calmly dishes it off to Massey. Long pass up to Hardy, who's got wheels for days. AC long pass. Here's 2 who can sprint as well. Lindley's got to hustle to get to the end line, kills the ball just before it goes across that end line. Sends one in with the right foot. Martinez leaning in, and this one off target to the near side. but it was last deflected by Huntington, and so Taylor's got yet another corner. It'll be corner kick number 9 tonight. Claire Nishala ready to come in. We'll see if they see her, but I think they're going to let Orm take the corner before Nishala comes in. Less than 25 minutes remaining here in the second half. Taylor with a commanding 4-zip lead. Orm, an in-swinger. Moan punches it away, unable to clear it as Massey trying to get on top of it. Goebel backpedaling, couldn't let her rip, and it's poked away here by Huntington. Tevens there first, and Taylor tries to keep it on the far side with Massey and then Tevens. An aggressive first touch into space, rolls out across the end line. And Nishala will come in here for TU. Claire, a 5'6" sophomore from Zionsville, Indiana. She'll replace the senior Hannah Martinez. Hardy kicks that one out of the air, but it goes out of play. Smith moving forward for Huntington. Jagir, long pass, wanted to Adam. Too far for her. Raina Williams jogs back and gets it. And Dempsey to Hardy. Too close as Carissa Burdick took it away. A little fake out there from Megan Smith. And Huntington keeps trying to press it forward near side. Ashton Patrick. Up near side to McCone. Taken off the toe by Raina Williams. It'll stay here with the Foresters, who will throw it in along the near side touchline. Huntington from left to right in green and gray. Dempsey gets her head on it here for Taylor. Takes a couple bounces as Hardy will let her speed do the work. Takes a nice touchdown and now runs with Orm crossing behind. Into space as 2 will leg this one out, trying to get to the end line, and 2 does. Now turns and faces towards the middle of the box. 2 racing up the near side, hits the brakes, rotates back over her right shoulder to her left towards the end line. Hits the brakes again, does 2. Wants to spin away from trouble and finally kicks it away with 2 defenders right there watching her every step. Dempsey saunters in and sends one towards the far side, kicked down and kept away from trouble by Pamakeda. Claire Massey to Tevens. Tried to give it back to the younger Massey, could not find her cleanly. Across the end line, the ball goes with 22:25 remaining in regulation, and Taylor up 4-0. Goal kick taken by Stevens, which is what she has done here the whole second half. Nishala throws her toe in front of it. Orm took a big second bounce before Orm could get to it, and Huntington will throw it in along the near touchline. Two. Wanted to find Orm as she was pirouetting away, but then the clearance for Huntington goes off the knees of Ashton Patrick, and Taylor once again will throw it in on the near sideline here with Hannah Dempsey. Dempsey throws it into 2, left edge of the penalty area, but it bounced off of 2's forearm or her hand. And the handball gives Huntington a free kick, as they still have not taken a shot here in the second half. So the keeper, Madison Hall, all by her lonesome as she came in to spell her freshman classmate Hannah Brackenbury at halftime. Huntington trying to build out of the back here, trailing 4-0. Upcoming schedule for the Trojans. Taylor is at Bethel coming up on the 21st. That'll be on Wednesday. That game will count for the Trojans. They're at Mount Vernon Nazarene next Saturday as of now. Remember, there's a travel ban that Ohio instituted a couple of days ago against those coming to Indiana, then back to the state of Ohio. Then Bethel on the 28th. That game will just be a regular season contest. 2 right edge of the box. Moan comes out. 2 fakes her to the end line, trying to send it back in. Deflected by Huntington. And Orm will put it in to complete her stellar night. With 20:11 remaining here in the second half, Orm adds to her 2 assists, gets her first goal tonight. And the 3 top goal scorers for the Trojans have all scored this evening. 2 Tevens and now Orm, all with 5 on the year. And it's 5-zip Trojans.
Taylor goal scored by number 17, Morgan Orm. Assist by number 13, Lincoln 2.
So that goal in the 70th minute for the Trojans. And then 2 more home games to wrap up the year. Actually, 3 straight home games to wrap up the year for the Trojans. Bethel, Iwu, and Goshen. That Goshen game will count. That comes up on November 4th. For league standings, everything else will just be looked at as a non-conference game, even though it'll be against conference opponents. Chloe Senna about to come in for Taylor. Same thing for Reagan Sanderson for HU. Forced their first corner kick of the night, upcoming right here with 19:30 left to go here in the second stanza. A low bouncer, whiffing on the first try. Huntington sends this one in. It rises over the crossbar, hits the crossbar of the football goal post on the try from Jordan Adam. There's the first shot of the second half here for Huntington. Orm comes out, gets a hug from Chloe Senna. And Orm with a big hug for Hannah Martinez, Hannah Dempsey, and the rest of her teammates. As Taylor head coach Scott Stan slowly taking all of the seniors out one by one. The only one left out there is Raina Williams out of the 4 players and the 2 managers, Danielle and Natalie. Jagir off for Huntington.
12, Reagan Sanderson for Taylor, 3, Chloe Senna.
Long pass near side to Senna. Senna trying to work her way back and get the ball. Curled away here by Huntington to open space. Hardy with the ball at her feet. Up to 2. And then Chu tries to keep it away from Patrick, but Patrick gets the better of Lindley here. McCone trying to run away from Dempsey. A long through ball intended for Adam. But it'll just be Riley Massey back. And Madison Hall back to Massey on the near side of the field. Dempsey off to Goebel. Eludes one challenge. Has got Hardy in front and makes the easy pass off to Hardy. Hardy has got a player to her left if she wants. She'll accelerate to the middle. Hardy continues to move in off to Nishala. Nishala in the middle, now to Tevens, who circles and finds the trailing Claire Massey on the right edge. Nice little move by Massey to get from the first defender. Couldn't find it to Tevens. And Huntington will kick this one away. Less than 17 and a half minutes left to go here in the second stanza. Sylvia Harris and Gracie Gibson about to come in for the visitors. With Taylor on top 5-0. With goals scored by 5 different goal scorers tonight. Nishala tried to flick it on to 2. Who tries to muscle her way in. Kicked away by Huntington. And Raina Williams couldn't get there. Touched around her by McCone. McCone in the center circle has got Adam to her right. Massey comes in to challenge and pokes this one away. To Nishala near side. And now it's Ashton Patrick. Jagir looking for help. Across the midfield line, cut down by the knees of Claire Nishala for Taylor. Williams slips one through to Hardy. A little dump down to Dempsey, who scored her first career goal back in the second half to push Taylor's lead to 2-0. The goal scorers tonight, 2 Dempsey, Rakes, Tevens, and Orm. And your assists, 2 to Orm, 1 to Martinez, and 1 to 2. Massey, the freshman out of Loveland, Ohio, little sister to Riley Massey. Claire gets by the first one, but could not get by the second Huntington defender. And Pamakeda will carry up the far side and before dumping it off to Jordan Adam. Nishala pokes this one into space. Good awareness by Senna to get on top of it first for Taylor. Curls it near side, lets Dempsey chase after it and get on top of it. Dempsey on the left edge. Overlapping run with Senna, but read perfectly by the Huntington defense. As Krylock ushered Senna out of bounds, that wasn't approved upon by the Taylor fans, but it'll fall on deaf ears. Here comes Emma Shoemaker in for Taylor to replace Aaron Tevens. And Sylvia Harris and Grace Gibson come on for HU. Throw in for the Foresters back in their defensive end. It has been all Taylor tonight. 27 shots, 17 of them on goal. They've limited Huntington to just 4 shots and 1 of those on goal. And Taylor leads 5-0. Well on their way to their 5th win of the season to move to 5-4 on the year and stay perfect here at home at 3-0. Massey to 2. But Huntington takes it away with less than 15 minutes remaining here in regulation time. And out of bounds, far side off of Huntington. Taylor will throw it in with those temperatures dropping rapidly here on this October evening. Goebel, top of the box, a big left-footed shot, squirts in and off the hands of Moan. And Taylor will have a corner from the far side. That'll be Chloe Senna to take it with no Orm and no Tevens available. They've been the only 2 players before now that have taken a corner for the Trojans. Far side of the field to the left of Moan. Senna right-handed into the air, right foot into the ball. This one a straight line drive in, slapped away by Moan. Nicely done because Claire Massey was there lurking on the backside post. Played out by Huntington. Dempsey will throw it in, but not before. We welcome Lauren Senna and Alana Rakes onto the field as Raina Williams, the last senior to check out for TU. Senna, the sophomore out of Little Lakes, Minnesota. I was listening to a little music from Minnesota's own Prince before tonight's match.
Substitution for your Trojans, number 15, Lauren Senna.
As AC Hardy gets a little physical, takes the ball right back, and now she's just trying to elude defenders. And now some of Raina Williams' fan club begging for them to put Raina Williams back in. Hardy called for the foul down low. And it'll be a Huntington free kick from their defensive end as Alana Rakes tries to stay warm down below us. That should be the next one to come in for TU. Most likely probably to go get Lindley too. This is the last starter on the field right now outside of Dempsey, Goebel, and Massey on the defensive end. Senna trying to win the spot with Grace Gibson. Senna kicks it out, and Gibson will throw it in near side. Less than 12 to go here in the second half. Huntington will be falling to 1-8-1 after their 4-0 win over Bethel on Wednesday. Then Massey left foots one aggressively. Nicely done by Senna to play it, and then she gets a big boot near side and then hits the accelerator. Senna runs into trouble. The defender, it went off of whom? And the Taylor fans politely disagree, as you just heard. Maybe someone not so politely, but you know, hey, they're passionate. They're probably just trying to stay warm, to be honest with you. Yelling might help them stay warm. Hardy pushed down from behind. Good little hop there from Hardy to sell it, and Taylor will have the free kick here with Massey as we approach 11 minutes remaining here in half number 2. Taylor students begging Massey to put this one on frame. We've seen her score from distance before. This one well on its way there, but over and wide to the right side. Good track there by Moan to make sure that it was away from the frame. Goal kick for HU. Dempsey flicks it forward with the right foot. And then Goebel lays it off to Nishala. Up to two. Too far in front for her to get to, but it comes right back to Goebel for Taylor. Claire Massey maneuvering to her left, continuing to work to her left through the middle of the field, lays it off to Goebel. Goebel wants to go from distance. This one rises and sails out of play. As 3 subs come in here for the Trojans. Rakes, Monberg, and Claddy. As they'll spell Goebel, Hardy, and 2. The wind caught the jersey before Rakes could hand it off to 2. A blustery evening here tonight. With 9:37 and counting here, Taylor will move to 5-4 on the year. Huntington will fall to 1-8-1. As the Foresters race forward, the Trojans trying to get their second shutout of the season.
Substitutions for the Trojans, number 4, Alana Rakes. Number 5, Caroline Monberg.
Their first shutout, their only shutout so far was in the first match of the year against IU Kokomo. They had gone through a goal-scoring drought. Coming in tonight, they've been outscored 7-1 after losing 1-0 to Grace and 6-0 to Spring Arbor. And they also fell 2-0 to Indiana Wesleyan and 4-0 at Marion. So the Trojans trying to measure themselves with the other 5 teams that made it to the national tournament a season ago, as the Crossroads League put 6 teams on the national stage last season. And we'll see what happens here with the Trojans and the rest of the Crossroads League playing their schedule here in the fall. And then, of course, the national tournament coming up in the spring. Taylor will play, originally scheduled for just 14 games. That will allow you to play 4 before the national tournament if you would qualify. So you wouldn't go in there cold after not playing for almost 3 months, essentially, because it looks like the tournament will start in about March or so. Massey, big right foot from the far side, wants to find Senna, cut off by the defender in front of her. Senna trying to get back and tries to keep it moving in Taylor's favor. Pops into some space, left edge of the box, sends one in, curling near side. Moan dove and got a piece of it, and it'll be another corner here for the home team. Corner kick number 10 tonight on the Trojans' 31st shot. It'll be Chloe Senna to take this corner near side. The wind blowing from right to left as Taylor shoots on the goal to our left with a 5-0 lead for the Trojans. A low one here, bouncing towards the top, played back to where it came from by Huntington. Senna trying to fake it away from the defender for HU, and Gibson will play it forward. Claddy steps in front, off to Lauren Senna, and then off to Dempsey. Claire Massey. Then to Nishala as Taylor shoots on the goal to our left. They have the ball in their attacking half. They've had the possession for maybe 90% of the game tonight, as they've just dominated things, playing predominantly in their offensive end. Lauren Senna for a run near side to the end line. Thought about crossing, wants to get back to her right foot. The defender forces her to lay it off to Senna, who surveys things in the box. Wants to go backside. Had Nishala and Shoemaker there, but couldn't find either of them. Another goal kick upcoming here for Huntington with less than 7 to go here in half number 2. And Taylor on top 5-0. Stevens. Right foot to the near side on the goal kick. Adam trying to hold it in and does. But the ball bounces up, hits her on the hand, and if Adam hadn't reacted like she did, I'm not sure if they would have called that handball against her. It was a slow whistle. But Adam, the senior out of Avon, properly says that the ball bounced up and hit her hand and didn't try to sell it and get the play on. Well done for her. Free kick sent in here in traffic. Huntington trying to get rid of it, and it'll be C. Massey jumping on top of it first. Backpedaling to Shoemaker on the far side of the field. Shoemaker working it back up towards the middle, trying to right foot one forward, intended for Rakes, cut down, and then Huntington sends it towards the near side through the wind. Senna couldn't keep it moving forward. There's Gibson stepping in front once again for HU. Her pass into space, easily taken away by Monberg, and up the field Taylor works again. Rakes, dancing, left footing one in, Senna cut in, and it goes off of a Huntington player and across the end line. A bad break there for the Forsters, as Krylock got in front of the pass, but it went off of her boot and out of play. And here's the 11th corner of the night for the Trojans, with Senna about to take this one from the near side. Taylor has more corners than Huntington has shots tonight. Right foot into it by Senna. This one riding towards the backside, getting a head on it. Moan will stop it. Still not out of trouble yet as Huntington, and they clear this one away. Either Monberg or Nishala on the backside of the play there with the header. Couldn't get it in. Massey tries to send in the second one. A rising shot will sail wide to the far side post, as Massey played that one on with great pace. Sub in for the Forsters. It'll be Carissa Burdick. She takes the spot of Reagan Sanderson. For as cold as it is, a fantastic crowd out here for senior night for the Taylor women's soccer team. And now Maddie Moan comes over and has Kalena Stevens take a look at something. Not sure if there's something in her eye or not, but wearing those goalie gloves makes things a little bit difficult for the fine motor skills. Everything looks to be okay as the goal kick played away. Cloudy knifes it down and it rolls all the way to the right edge to Claire Massey, as Big Sis Riley lets her take this one for a try. Claire Massey up to Rakes, turns and plays it into space to the speedy Emma Shoemaker. Right edge of the box, Shoemaker sends it in, too far in front, intended for Monberg, and Moan came out and snagged that cross out of the air. Into the wind, the punt goes. Big first bounce off the artificial surface. And then dumped in by Huntington as Dempsey goes back to get it. Hall gets her first action in about 10 minutes, lays it off near side to Lauren Senna. Up to Monberg with nobody around her. Monberg turns and heads up the near side of the field. Into the cutting Senna towards the middle. 3 in white, moving, still moving. Wanted to lay it back. Nice little behind the heel play. Senna lets it go from distance. And Moan able to make the easy save there with no one in front. Into the air it goes on the punt. And Taylor knocks it down to Nishala. Rakes had to wait for the ball to come to her, and that allowed the defender to get up and make the receive a little less easy. As someone unlocks their car across from us, you can see their lights flashing. Nice play back, Nishala. Lefty-footed shot, bounces in and smothered up by Maddie Moan with 2:35 and counting remaining here in the second half, and Taylor on top 5-0. Massey lets this one bounce out of play. She'll throw it in quickly. Shoemaker wanted to find Rakes and went underneath her foot. Couldn't find Monberg, but Huntington unable to get rid of it as Nishala goes to the far side and Shoemaker. Rakes finds the cutting Nishala. Wants to cross with the right foot. Does, but nobody there. That's easy work for Moan with less than 2 minutes remaining here in the second half, and Taylor on top by 5. The punt from Moan into that strong wind tonight. Bounces up off the shoulder of Monberg. Then off to the far side and Massey. This is Claire Massey, the freshman, with Big Sis Riley being a junior. Long play to the near side, too far for Senna to get to. And with 82 seconds left, this one just about done as the Trojans will move to 5-4 on the year. They stay perfect at home, winning all 3 of their home matches. Huntington will fall to 1-8-1. And Taylor will get ready for their second, what will be 2 matches that will count towards their league standings coming up on Wednesday at Bethel on October 21st. Then the last match of the regular season, November 4th, here against Goshen. Taylor on the road for the next 2. Bethel Wednesday, Mount Vernon Nazarene on Saturday, and then the next 3 at home. Bethel, Iowa on Halloween, and then Goshen on November 4th. Then we'll see where the Trojans shake out. Still an opportunity for Taylor to get up, potentially host a Crossroads League tournament first-round game. Long shot from Massey. When have we said that one before? This time it's the younger of the two. Claire misses just high on the far side. So Taylor in a competition with Grace and Mount Vernon Nazarene. Grace with games counting left, 3 of them. Goshen, MVNU, and Bethel. MVNU has the Grace contest, and then Goshen on Halloween. So still some things to shake out here in the Crossroads League standings. Marion has a stranglehold on the top spots, but still plenty of things to shake out to see who will be one of the top 4 teams and who will be the top 8 teams. But tonight, it's all Taylor. They win convincingly 5-0 on senior night, defeating the Foresters and moving to 5-4 on the year. Goal scorers tonight: Lindley 2, Hannah Dempsey, Alana Rakes, Erin Tevens, and Morgan Orm. Orm assisted on the Tevens tally. In the 23rd minute, 2 minutes later, it was Dempsey getting her first collegiate goal off the near side corner kick from Morgan Orm, and Taylor led 2-0. Then it was Alana Rakes on a beautiful rising lefty shot for her first goal of the season. Erin Tevens scored in the 63rd minute on an assist from Hannah Martinez, and then the scoring concluded with Morgan Orm putting a goal with her 2 assists on the assist from Lindley 2. And the Trojans win tonight by a final of 5-0. Special thanks to Josh Nidek up top for running the camera and freezing tonight. Special thanks to Ashton Whitman for running our computer. As always, the executive producer of the Trojan Sports Network is Cameron Andry. The Trojans win tonight by a final of 5-0 to snap their 2-match losing skid. They improved to 5-4 on the year. And the Trojans will be back home coming up on October 28th against Bethel. That's a 7 o'clock kickoff. They'll also be home on Halloween against Iowa for a 7 o'clock kickoff, and then November 4th against Goshen, also a 7 o'clock kickoff. Once again, our final score from here at Turner Stadium, all Taylor tonight. They defeat Huntington by a final of 5-0 on the back of 5 different goal scorers tonight. This has been a presentation of Taylor Women's Soccer on the Trojan Sports Network. We hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. We say goodnight to you from Upland, Indiana.